1, 2, 3, now. Ooh, that's good. You do got that fishing affliction. That's good. Woo! Boy, don't get no better that first thing in the morning. Woo!
How big is this fish? How big is that?
Oh, God, what a monster. An absolute monster. Woo! Man, that fires me up. You know what?
Big dog, it's time to wet a line, cause it's Fishin' Affliction time for those who've got it bad. Well, mom and dad's grabbed the kids, it's time for the fishing show. Me and the big dog's gonna go catch them down at the fishing hole. Well, you better stick around, cause you don't know what you're missing. Yeah, me and the big dog's got that fishing affliction. Grab your hats, grab your baits, don't forget your poles. We're gonna fire up that old Ranger boat and head to the fishing hole. We're gonna try to catch a biggin', yeah, that's what we're wishing. Cause me and the big dog's got that fishing affliction. Yeah, me and the big dog's got that fishing affliction. Yeah. Yeah, and we've got it bad.
I've got that fishing affliction.
Hey, I'm Art Defo, and I've got that fishing affliction.
Hi, I'm Denny Brower, and I've got that fishing affliction.
Hey, I'm Mark Menendez, and I've got that fishing affliction.
I'm Bobby Lane, and I got that fishing affliction. Hi, I'm Chris Lane, and I got that fishing affliction.
I'm Shaw Grigsby, and I got that fishing affliction.
Just like me. Here, fishy, fishy, here, fishy, fishy, here.
That's what we come for, the old sexy dog. Listen to So Sexy Dawg. It calls them up.
It does.
Well, folks, it's time to wet a line because it's fishing affliction time, and welcome into today's episode, part 2 of Walkin the Sexy Dawg, featuring Slammin Sam Lashlee on Kentucky Lake. Today's fishing affliction product spotlight features the fishing line that you can get from Seagar. Simply the best. Can't get enough fishing affliction TV and would like to see some web-exclusive bonus videos? Then be sure to subscribe to our YouTube and Vimeo channels. Be sure to like our ever-popular and growing Facebook page, and at the end of the show, you'll meet the Fishin' Affliction Facebook Friend of the Week. So sit back and enjoy part 2 as we're walking the sexy dog on Kentucky Lake with Slammin Sam Lashlee, right here on Fishin' Affliction TV. Heading to Kentucky Lake today with the big dog and meeting up with Affliction Pro Staffer, Slammin Sam Lashlee, for the Bassassination 2014 on Kentucky Lake. Well, folks, on the last episode of Fishin' Affliction TV, we were up early and on our way to Kentucky Lake to enjoy the Bassassination 2014. Or at least that's what our plans were until we got there. When we finally got out on the water and enjoyed this stunning sunrise, we realized that it was going to be a lot tougher bite than expected. And after one of the most memorable rides through that thick, dense fog that we've ever experienced on Fishin' Affliction TV, Slammin Sam found that fishing hole and started walking that sexy dog while the big dog was throwing that Strike King buzzbait. And while the fog was on the water, those Kentucky Lake largemouths were eating on both of those Strike King baits, as Sam caught a chunk on the sexy dog and the big dog caught a dandy on the buzzbait. Man, what a dandy fish.
That's the advantage of throwing the trailer hook, because look at what happened to the fish. It scissored him. One hook got him on the bottom side, and the other one got him on the top side, and when it happens, he's not coming loose.
And right after this wide-eyed look from Slammin Sam Lashlee, that dense fog started to lift and the sun came shining through. And the guys knew that if they wanted to catch those Kentucky Lake hogs, that they needed to be walking the Strike King Sexy Dawg.
You're going, Sam. You're going. Man. How about that, Sam? Man. How about that, Sam?
A solid fish, man. That's what we come for. That's what we come for. The old sexy dog. Listen to So Sexy Dawg. It calls them up.
It does, man.
Another good 3.5.
Goodness gracious, what a beautiful fish.
Sexy dog. Love it.
Starting to dial it in a little bit, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now that the sun's breaking, it's not having any effect on the bite at times, Sam, or does it, or what?
Right before it gets straight up, there's another.
Oh, sorry, Sam.
Right before it gets straight up and down, those fish will get a little bit tighter to the grass, so you just got to work it a little slower and try to envision where they are and try to keep it over their head a lot longer. First thing in the morning, you can move it real fast.
Okay.
The sun gets up, you want to just keep it the same spot. If you see a dark spot, throw on that dark spot, just try to keep it the same place, and they'll come up and get it.
Well, somebody's trying to poach your fish, so. I mean, Big Dog, you called it.
Well, he was bigger than I thought he was. We hadn't caught a non-kipper yet, have we? I don't think so. Anyway, that one, or one of them hit at it. You never know if it's the same fish on this lake. But one of them hit at it, and then this one come back and got it. But anyway, boy, them hooks are sharp. Nice little Kentucky Lake chunk. Sun's up high, water's clear, and they're still hitting this top water. Sexy dog.
And rolling, Sam. Good fish.
That one smoked it. That one smoked it.
Good fish, Sam. Good fish, huh? My gosh, my gosh. My gosh.
That's a good one.
Is that a smallmouth? Why is that a smallmouth? Sam?
Smallmouth.
What is that, man?
I'm gonna tell you what. They say you don't see a lot of firsts. That's a first for me, seeing that in the grass like that.
Sam?
Big old smallmouth.
Sam.
I told you we were gonna catch a big smallmouth today, didn't I?
Now, is that a keeper size on?
Yeah, that's a keeper size. That's a 4 pound, 4.5 quarter pound smallmouth. That's 19, 20 inches long.
Well, folks, the guys are steady walking the sexy dog, catching those big Kentucky Lake largemouths and smallmouths and having a great time. And in a moment, we'll be right back there in the wilds of Kentucky Lake. But speaking of in the wilds, let's go see some pictures from this week's
In the Wild. Your pictures in the wild.
Well, folks, Mr. Billy Eastis has a dove hunt every year that a bunch of folks enjoy, including his 2 sons, David in the middle and Richard on the right. And they were also joined by Kenneth Gibbons and Brent Knowles. Now, the ultimate sportsman, Mr. Jim Summers, took the picture, and we told you he wasn't done catching those monsters. Here's a 27-pounder. Folks, you can post your pictures there on our ever-popular Facebook page, seen by thousands of fans of Fishin' Affliction every day. And maybe you'll see that picture right here on the big screen.
In the wild. Your pictures in the wild.
You're the rookie. This is your moment.
Market 15 pounds, 10 ounces, steel champions this year, Kentucky Lake Strike King.
When you tie on a bait by Strike King,
hey man, we got your back.
You're standing on the shoulders of legends.
Smyrna Ready Mix is an established company that handles business daily with integrity and professionalism. Whether you're a general contractor, professional builder, or a do-it-yourself homeowner, SRM has your concrete solutions. With several convenient locations in the Middle Tennessee area to serve you, the only call you need to make is to SRM, ready to serve you with integrity and professionalism.
Fishin' Affliction's Facebook page. Like it.
Good fish, Sam. Good fish, huh? My gosh, my gosh. My gosh. Is that a smallmouth? Why is that a smallmouth?
Can you believe that?
3, 2. Sam?
Smallmouth.
What is that, man?
I'm gonna tell you what. They say you don't see a lot of firsts. That's a first for me, seeing that in the grass like that.
Sam.
Big old smallmouth.
Sam.
I told you we were gonna catch a big smallmouth today, didn't I?
Now, is that a keeper size on?
Yeah, that's a keeper size. That's a 4 pound, 4.5 quarter pound smallmouth. That's 19, 20 inches long. Where's the?
That's a dandy, huh? Man, that is a dandy.
Let's see. You ought to shoot a Facebook picture of that one.
Best smallmouth in the grass.
Oh, yeah. Over 20 inches.
Over 20, Sam. On the Sexy Dawg.
I thought it was about a 6-pound largemouth.
I didn't do
Way to go, Sam. Way to go, buddy.
Now, while Slammin' Sam and the Big Dog were catching them on that Strike King Sexy Dawg, I was steady throwing and catching a few on my favorite Strike King topwater lure, the Strike King Spot Tail, rigged with a Strike King Rage Craw. And like the guys, I was using that high-performance fishing gear made by Okuma, which included that 7.3-to-1 high-speed Krios reel. I had my Okuma reel spooled with Seaguard's 20-pound test in Vizix fluorocarbon, and I used a Mustad swim bait hook on that Strike King Spot Tail. And throughout the day, all of us used our Real Magic line conditioner. And folks, Real Magic, the name says it all. And folks, this Fishin' Affliction gear list helped me to catch a few of those Kentucky Lake largemouths.
Big Dog.
Yes, he's got one.
Sam, the ugly dog, has finally caught one. Oh, come here, you.
Very good break, something.
We'll take you.
What are you throwing, Dan?
This is a Strike King bait, made for red fishing, Sam.
Is it? That redfish magic bait?
Well,
What is it? Show me that secret bait.
it's got that redfish magic design. I got actually a Strike King Rage Craw though on the end. See it right there? And that can be the result if you throw that. Big Dog, this is one of your favorite baits that I throw, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know it is, because one day, just a year ago or so, this thing boated.
Like
I think it was, we caught 48 fish and I caught 42 of them with that. I believe that was the number. How about that, Big Doggy?
That was a good one.
All right. Thank you, Big Dog. Big Doggy?
You loaded up.
Might have another good one. Ooh, come here, baby. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Strike King with our redfish bait with our Rage Craw. How pretty is that, Big Dog?
I don't know, he ain't been eating good. You need to feed him one of your biscuits.
I would, but it looks like somebody that's holding the camera ate the rest of the biscuits. So. Sam's put them on us this morning, the Bassassination 2012. Awesome.
2012.
Well, folks, while I was so excited catching those largemouths and forgetting what year it was, Slammin' Sam Lashlee was steady walking the Sexy Dawg and catching those Kentucky Lake largemouths.
You look a lot bigger than that. When they come up out of that water.
He's shrunk.
I'm telling you.
He's shrunk.
And still, I'll take him any day. I thought he was a lot bigger.
You're seeing some of these fish, though, that are a lot slender like they're at this time of year, aren't you? That just act like they're not.
How many of those we caught today?
A handful, about 5 or 6 handfuls already, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Hello. Rusty. Hello. Rusty wants to be the star of the show with his Okuma rod in the way.
Sorry. I'm not real sorry, though, but I'm sorry.
Sam, you just called it. You just called it, didn't you?
Sexy dog. I thought that fish was 4 pounds when he come out of the water.
Shoot,
Big dog.
He got right down in the grass and he stopped you. I thought he was a big fish.
I see that you're throwing the Strike King Shadowlicious. Just trying to figure out the size that they might be wanting to hit.
Just trying to see if they'll eat it, you know, with the sun up high, if they'll eat it a little better or whatever. But so far, I had a couple bites, but none of them hooked up.
Let it be known that on those bites we never did see the fish, Sam.
Marked.
Grass fish.
Well, folks, as the Big Dog was trying to convince Sam and I that he was getting a bunch of bites, Sam and I were both getting hungry. So it was time to pull out a little bit of Mama's lunch bag and enjoy some of those chicken wings.
We don't really fish as hard on these days. People think we're just killing ourselves, but some days we are.
We've been hard at it. When we're fishing hard.
But here's what they have in between them. And I really don't have a problem with them getting something to eat. but they're not sharing.
Well, Big Dog, there's only 40.
Oh,
Did you want some too?
They're awesome. They're as good as he said they would be.
I'm gonna tell you what, a public swing. You can't beat them. Can't beat the price. And I called and ordered them for us.
A good deal. 91 degrees, hot, bluebird skies. They're still at it.
Well, folks, it's lunchtime here on Fishin' Affliction TV, and when we come back, we'll start walking that sexy dog again. And on this week's For Hunters Only, we're going to be adding a couple new Paul Pollock deer scents that you can get there at Poindexter's Outdoors in Gallatin, Tennessee, to our mock licking branch setup. All that when we return. But right now, let's head upstairs to the kitchen to see what Miss Vicki's got cooking this week. In the Skillet with Miss Vicki, the most delicious part of Fishin' Affliction TV.
Welcome to In the Skillet. I'm Vicki Porter, and today I have an appetizer recipe for you that's both easy and delicious. It's for my bacon sausage bites. And now for the ingredients. You will need kielbasa sausage, bacon, orange marmalade, lime juice, Dijon mustard, hot sauce, and soy sauce. After cutting your sausage into half-inch pieces, wrap each piece with a piece of bacon and secure it with a toothpick. Then put them on a cookie sheet lined in aluminum foil. Now let's put these in the oven and bake them at 400 for 15 minutes. Take them out, flip them over, and bake them for another 15 minutes. And while they're cooking, we'll make the orange marmalade dipping sauce. First, in a bowl, add your orange marmalade, a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of Dijon mustard, now some lime juice, and a dash of hot pepper. Now mix this all together, and when you get ready to serve it, put it in the microwave for about a minute. After this is finished cooking, you're ready to enjoy these delicious bacon sausage bites. You can find this recipe at intheskillet.com, and be sure and click on the YouTube icon to see this recipe as well as all my other In the Skillets. I'm Vicki Porter. Tune in next week to see what's cooking in the skillet.
S11 sunglasses makes it like the water is not even there.
Hey everyone, I'm looking here at page 24 in the hunting guide and thinking how much this map has changed since I started at the TWA way back in the late 1980s. And deer restoration at that time had pretty much already come to an end, and turkey was the big thing at that time that was being restored. But this map on page 24, if you're new to Tennessee or maybe you just don't really understand it, tells you what portions of the state where the seasons are really the most liberal. The dark green is a lot of Middle Tennessee, all of Middle Tennessee, and it goes west some and east some. This is the area where the deer population is in the best shape, or where there's a whole lot of deer. Depends on how you look at it, and it's where you can get the most antlerless deer. Mostly that's doe, but anything that's got antlers 3 inches and under is also considered an antlerless deer. That's what that green means in here. And the lighter green, pretty liberal units over there, and then you get into the white, not as much over there. Still a lot of deer in Tennessee all across it, but the middle part of Tennessee has always been the most populous deer area in the state. The east has always been the least populous, and some of that had to do with where the stalking occurred, and a lot of it has to do with how good the habitat is in our part of the world. So keep that in mind when you're looking at the units here. You can go out and get $3 total on all of these places across the state, no more than one a day, but it's the antlerless hunts that are the most liberal depending on where you are. All right, I'll see you next week right here on Fishin' Affliction.
On today's Fishin' Affliction product spotlight, I want to talk to you about the incredible fluorocarbon line selection that you have from Seaguar. From their red label to their abrasic to their Tatsu, you can't go wrong with any fluorocarbons made by Seaguar. Incredibly strong but extremely castable. Whenever you're using a fluorocarbon made by Seaguar, you're using it from the inventors of fluorocarbon. Check out their website, seaguar.com, and you'll see why that Seaguar is always the best. And now back to Fishin' Affliction.
Fishin' Affliction's YouTube channel. Watch it.
Welcome back to Fishin' Affliction TV, and this segment of the show is brought to you by Ranger Boats, Mercury Outboards, Deca Batteries, Okuma High Performance Fishing Gear, Seagar Fishing Line, Mustad Hooks, Onyx Life Jackets and Rainwear, Fraybill, Real Magic, Rugged Marine Electronic Mounts by Ram Mounts, Wigwam Socks, BBG Marine, and Tournament Wear.
For hunters only, brought to you by Poindexter's Outdoors in Gallatin, Tennessee, serving the sportsman since 1965, and PaulPollocksDeerLures.com, producing the greatest selection of all-natural buck and doe deer lures on today's market.
We're going to be adding some Paul Pollock deer scents to our mock licking branch scrape down here at the Allen Farm. And today we're going to be adding buck muskin urine and also a dominant buck urine. Both of these are territorial markers that bucks will start using to identify their territory, to establish their core area and say, listen, I'm the dominant buck in this area. Stay out of my area, and these are the scent markers that they will use. The buck muskin urine is a great pre-rut, rut, and post-rut lure, but it is something that can be used all season on the front end just a little bit, and as the rut starts getting closer, you put a little bit more of that buck muskin urine in there, and that really starts establishing that territory. The dominant buck, well, that's exactly the urine collected from a dominant buck, and when Mr. Pollock collects this urine, now, a dominant buck's not going to be a 2-year-old, is it? It's going to be a 3.5, a 4.5-year-old deer, and he collects that specific urine from that specific animal, bottles it, and then puts it in your hands so you can use it as the tools that you need to use them as they're designed to be used. And today, this buck muskin urine and dominant buck are going to go into our licking branch scrape along with our pre-orbital, our buck interdigital, and a lot of little mystic intrigue also on the ground.
Well, folks, as you can see, Mr. Paul Pollock has this down to an exact science, and these lures that you can get exclusively in Middle Tennessee at Poindexter's Outdoors, they are tools for you to help you to harvest that buck of a lifetime. And as these pictures prove, big bucks love those Paul Pollock deer lures. Head on over to Poindexter's Outdoors there in Gallatin, Tennessee to get you a few of those Paul Pollock deer lures, and you'll be using the finest all-natural buck and doe deer lures on today's market.
Here's what they have in between them, and I really don't have a problem with them getting something to eat, but they're not sharing.
Well, big dog. There's only 40.
Oh,
did you want some too?
They're awesome. They're as good as he said they would be.
Well, after eating on those 40 chicken wings for lunch, it was time to head back to the ramp so we could drop Slammin' Sam Lashlee off for a prior commitment.
Had a great time.
Man, you are always a treat.
It was a good morning. Very good morning.
Hey, thanks so much. I know you got work to do. Thanks for getting us out there today and having a whole bunch of fun.
Sure, man. I mean, it was a blast. It was a blast.
A good time.
Hope y'all come back. Like I said, it'll be a lot better here in a couple of weeks. As soon as this water temperature gets in
under
low
88?
Low 70s, yeah, under 88. But we still caught the heck out of fish, so I can't complain. We had a good day.
Good time, my friend.
Thanks for having me, Rusty. God bless everybody.
You too, brother. Look forward to seeing you, Brother Sam.
All right, take care.
And as Slammin' Sam walked back to his truck, the big dog and I did a little refueling so we could get back out there on the waters of legendary Kentucky Lake.
We're going to kill off a Red Bull. Been up since 1:45 this morning. And go find some fish.
We're up here, so we might as well stay here, big dog. I ain't used to going home with the sun still up. All right, big dog. You know what we're going to do?
Yeah.
Are you going to tell anybody?
No.
Sounds like we're in for some fun. Typical. Just typical.
Well, in typical Big Dog fashion, he planed that Ranger boat off, powered by that 250 horsepower Mercury XS outboard, and headed down lake so we could finish out the day walking the Sexy Dawg.
There's one on the top water.
A little one?
That was the little one compared to the one we just seen come up.
We're in 1,000 fish, Big Dog. Why'd you catch the little one?
We've got them chasing bait around us. We pulled back in on this little gap right here. There he is. Keeper anyway, I think.
Yeah, nice fish, Big Dog.
So let's get back out there, man. There was several good ones. I had one about 4 or 5 pounds jump over my Sexy Dawg. We had to drop Sam off. We come back out for a little while, and these fish are feeding right in here.
Let's go get them.
That one nailed it. Got me down in the grass. Not as big. Man, we're having some big fish blow up, but I'm just not getting the good ones to eat it.
But they're enjoying it, aren't they?
I'm enjoying it if they're not.
And a beautiful, unbelievable
well,
sunset.
that's not a non-keeper. Man, look at all this hydrilla, man. That stuff's smoking in it. All right, back in it.
This is probably one of the most prettiest scenes ever. Dang it! Look at these fish. Go get them, Big Doggy. This is too awesome.
I'm gonna tell you what, that one just barely hit the ground, and hit the water, and he had it. Go. He's trying to whoop you.
I think he just did. Oh!
That's a chunk.
Not too bad, huh?
That's a chunk.
Yeah, it is.
Another Sexy Dawg fish. Watch them suckers, man. They're wild.
No. Woo.
Oh, God. I ain't got one loose that easy yet.
You just have to love the fish, Big Dog. Love the fish. Mwah. Beautiful. Well, folks, it wasn't quite a Bassassination, but it was sure a whole bunch of fun fishing on Kentucky Lake with Slammin' Sam Lashlee. But on next week's episode, we're going to turn back the clock and show you the original Bassassination that occurred in 2011. And folks, when you see this incredible fish catching episode, you'll understand why we call it the Bassassination on Kentucky Lake. So tune in to Fishin' Affliction TV next week, and you'll see.
Good Lord is blessing us today for sure.
Amen.
This week's Team Fishin' Affliction featured Facebook friend is
Lisa Hale.
And thanks for being our Facebook friend. For your chance to join in the fun and become an official Team Fishin' Affliction featured Facebook friend, simply like us on Facebook. And be sure to write a comment on our wall. As always, a big thank you to all of our national and local sponsors for providing us with the most advanced technology and highest quality products and services. Be sure to visit each of our partners online through the sponsor links page on our official website at FishinAffliction.com. And this is your old pal Matthew Gillen, the voice of Fishin' Affliction TV, hoping that you'll tune in next week, because there's no doubt that Dan and the Big Dog got it bad. They've got Fishin' Affliction for those who got it bad.
Maybe a good trick to learn would be how to handle a fish.
That probably wasn't my best release technique ever.
Well, you meant well.